Morning, this is Brian. Today is Wednesday, February 28th, 2024, and I'm here in my old stomping grounds at Clairemont in San Diego. I'm walking on Genesee Avenue right now, heading down to a Tecolote Canyon trailhead. First time I've been in Tecolote Canyon for a very long time. I'm actually parked all the way up by Mount Etna Neighborhood Park on Mount Etna Drive. Get off of Genesee at Mount Etna. Or actually, you get off at Mount Herbert. Right here at this intersection here, Genesee and Mount Herbert. You head down Mount Herbert for a couple small blocks and turn left on Mount Etna Avenue and just park in the park or on the sidewalk, which is what I did. I parked in the park. I'm heading to the Tecolote Canyon trailhead. So I'm going to be hiking sort of a loop today, the middle portion of Tecolote Canyon. Actually, no, this will be the northern part of Tecolote Canyon. I'm going to be hiking the northern part of Tecolote today. And that's going to go roughly from, likely going to head up to North Clairemont Park, enter from the east side, head up to North Clairemont Park, and then head down to Balboa, and then I'm going to loop around Balboa to Mount Etna Park via the trails of the canyon. So I should see a pretty interesting hike ahead of me. So I'm going to be at the trailhead in about 2 minutes. The Genesee Avenue trailhead right here at Chateau Drive. And I'm going to loop around and hike the trail above Balboa Avenue and head north into Mount Etna Park. So we'll see how this goes today. Should be pretty interesting. It's pretty nice over here. I always admired those big London plane trees over there in the Chateau Drive neighborhood. Very nice. Some of them are pretty large. Some of the larger specimens I've seen here. I'm just about to enter the trail. Over here. Should be inside in a matter of seconds. So I have been up this way before. From that way, I've hiked in from North Clairemont Park. So now I'm going to hike it in from this side. Alright, so now I'm entering the canyon. Right off here right off Genesee Avenue. So my plan today is likely to hike up towards North Clairemont Park as a small out and back, return to the junction and head towards Balboa, and then head around the mesa overlooking Balboa, and then up another finger canyon to get up to Mount Etna Park, where I'm parked. Right off the bat, beautiful spiny red berry right over here, Rhamnus crocea. So here we go, plunging into Tecolote Canyon for the first time in a while. It's been a long time since I've been in Tecolote. There's a lot of lizards out this morning. Side blotch lizard. A lot of lizards out this morning, so that's really good. I like that. And I think I hear a red-shouldered hawk calling over the canyon. Yeah. Nature's not that far away from just about anywhere here in San Diego. So, back in my old Clairemont area. So we'll see what kind of interesting finds I come up with today. It's not that I haven't been through this area, I have, but it's just been a while. Plunge myself into Tecolote Canyon. think I was almost going to do Ansparego, but I didn't have the energy to do it yesterday. The Mountain Palm Springs area still remains a to-do item for me. We're plunging into the shade of beautiful coast live oaks. Here we go. I think you'll remember about Tecolote Canyon. Lots of live oaks here. I'm going to cross this little portion of Tecolote Creek, or one of the offshoots of it. Okay. A little slippery over here. I'm gonna have to retire these hiking shoes pretty soon. I'm gonna need to invest in some new ones. Yep, right into the canopy of a beautiful coast live oak woodland here. Last time I was in Tecolote Canyon, I think it was 2022. I think it was 2022. It's nice to finally return back to a spot I've been wanting to visit for a while. I think it was October 2022 was the last time I was here in Tecolote. There's a nice big red willow right here, Salix laevigata. Pretty nice. Alright, we're just about to come upon the trail to North Clairemont. Right over here. So we'll head up this way to form a small out and back. Try to get some good coverage of Tecolote Canyon North today. It's been a while since I've been here. Looks like a lot of oak trees here are struggling. Pretty scary, actually, thinking about it. These coast live oaks are dying off down here. This is not a good sign. Kind of tree in there. I wonder if that's a seedling Brisbane box or something. It's interesting. These oak trees are kind of struggling, kind of scary, kind of sad too, because these are our native oaks. Yeah. The oaks are in a lot worse shape than when I was here last. Alright. So we're going to head up this way. Oh yeah. Here's that camphor tree I've passed by before. Cinnamomum camphora. Member of the laurel family, Lauraceae. It's got its little purplish black drupes. The fruit of the tree. It's a very common ornamental tree here in San Diego and in Southern California. It does occasionally come up in the wild as an adventive. It's kind of sad to see these coast live oaks struggling like they are, though. It's kind of painful to see, actually. The ridiculous amount of drought has really affected them pretty badly over here, actually. Even the young ones, too. Kind of sad to see, actually. I remember this little spot here is one of my kick-it spots. This beautiful Aleppo pine over here. I come over here a lot, actually. This is one of my little kick-it spots. But yeah, these oak trees are scaring me. They are scaring me right now. All right, well, get across this little creek crossing here. Yeah, this one too. These oak trees are looking really unhealthy. Oh well. Meet you up the way and we'll see where we are. Alright, so we're just about to hit the trail to get up to North Clairemont Park. We're just about to make the ascent. The park is just up there. Amazing how rough these oaks look. Not amazing in a good way, by the way. Usually when something is amazing, I say it's amazing in a good way, but a lot of these oaks are in very rough shape. Very nervous seeing it. Being a tree lover. So we're going to head up this, out into the spicy coastal sage scrub. Climb this the short way up to the park. Today's warm enough where we can see might see some, maybe some early season snakes, and hopefully some western, or even better, orange-throated whiptails. Just about to enter the park momentarily. Okay, here's the northern end of the hike. Make up to the eucalyptus trees. Maybe get my first sip of water. All right, here's North Clairemont Park. All right. What I'm going to do is start turning around, head back down where I came, and then start southbound towards Balboa, and see you on the next clip. Little side blotch lizard. Yeah, as soon as I turn on the camera and start filming, the lizard decides to hightail it out. Ooh, here's another one. Little female side blotch lizard. Look at that little. Actually, it's doing head displays. I don't know if females are supposed to do that. Look at that little. Has a little side blotch lizard. Uda stansberryana elegans. They're doing head bob displays. Yeah, how close I can get to this beautiful little guy. Beautiful little lizard. Yeah, I think there are going to be a lot of lizards out today. If that's the case, I'm all for it. I love seeing them. I love seeing herps, reptiles and amphibians. It's actually some of the best wildlife in my experience. Seeing those beautiful lizards. There's another side blotch lizard. Yeah, it's been predominantly the species I've seen this morning so far. A lot of side blotch lizards out. And ours is the western subspecies elegans. You find these things from near the coast to the desert. All right. All right, so I'm back here in the canyon. A lot of California ground squirrels rustling about today too. So you hear a lot of stuff rustling in the bushes, mostly going to be California ground squirrels. Speaking of which, oh no, that's a bird this time. So we're back down here in the shady canyon. Now we're going to finish up the out and back portion of this hike, and then it's going to turn into a loop once we get back to the junction of the Genesee Avenue Use Trail and the trail leading towards Balboa. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be heading towards Balboa Avenue, and then I'm going to branch off on a use trail to the left, which is going to head roughly east-ish. And then it's going to go over, it's going to go on the bluff above Balboa Avenue. Then it's going to lead into another side canyon of Tecolote I've yet to explore. And then it's going to head north up that canyon towards Mount Etna Park. So today should be a nice, interesting loop. Kind of vary the scenery from the last times I've been here. I've been down here a few times. Here's another species of oak, not native here to Southern California. This is a holly oak right here, aka the holm oak, Quercus ilex. You do see these sometimes popping up in our canyons. It's another type of evergreen oak, but it's not closely related to the coast live oak. I believe it might be in a different lineage. The coast live oak is a red oak. Coast live oak is a type of a red oak, or a black oak. The red/black oak group. I forget right now where the holly oak belongs, but I can flash a little blurb on the screen about it. So we got a little bit of water in this creek. Not as much as last year, but we'll see if any more rains give us some more water flow in here. We have this pepper tree thicket. I'm almost willing to bet this is all one genetically identical thicket of Scinis terebinthifolia. You can check my Trees in San Diego episode filmed by Lake Murray if you want some more details about the Brazilian pepper tree. It's very common adventive here in our canyons, especially in these moister canyon bottoms. And here's another holly oak right here. Again, not a close relative of our coast live oaks. All right, well, I'm going to keep on going, and I'll see you at my next junction. Saw juvenile Gilbert skink, Plastiodon gilberti, right there. I don't even know if the camera's going to get it, but this one had a pink tail. This is the first time I've ever seen a Gilbert skink. Oh, wow, I've never seen a Gilbert skink before. Hopefully the camera caught at least the tail end of the image. Ah, that was a Gilbert skink. I'd never seen one of those before. I've seen western skinks on numerous occasions, but I've never seen a Gilbert skink. See, adult Gilbert skinks and adult western skinks are pretty similar, but juveniles, where you can easily tell the difference. Juvenile western skinks have blue tails, and juvenile Gilbert skinks have pinkish tails, and this one definitely had a pinkish tail. Gilbert skink. I've never seen one before until today. All right. Excellent. I just don't know if the camera caught any image of it. Hopefully you can see a little flash of pink. If you see a little flash of pink in the bottom of that shrub, then that's the Gilbert skink. All right. All right, so we're back at the junction already. It's a very short walk. So this leads to Chateau Drive at Genesee Avenue. So this leads up to Genesee Avenue right by Chateau Drive. That's where I came when I was walking down Genesee from the Mount Etna Park area. Now we're going to go this way to Balboa Avenue. Just carefully make sure I don't trip over these live oak roots. And start making my way towards Balboa Avenue. And we got some little bit of water flow here, which is always beautiful to see. Let's see if I can do a little hop over the rocks here. Make sure I don't step on any little critters. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. All right. Onward to Balboa. I'm hoping the herping's gonna keep on. I hope the herps are gonna keep on herping today, because I'll be out here herping till the cows come home. Never seen a Gilbert skink before in my entire life. See western skinks, not frequently, but occasionally. But seeing a Gilbert skink definitely leveled up. Always levels up my experience when I see herps I've never seen before. All right. So, fortunately, getting skinks on camera is very difficult because they are rarely out in the open. If they are, you don't have long before they're gone. So here we are heading towards Balboa. Wonder what other kind of surprises are in store for me today. The walk over Balboa should be pretty interesting. I've never gone that way. I've gone to Balboa Avenue, but I've never banked and headed east above the road, so it should be an interesting experience. All right, let's see what other type of herps are in store for me today. Here's hoping for a lot more herp sightings. All right, time to cross a little bridge right over this little gulch. You can see erosion really cuts into these canyon bottoms. So yeah, we're in the really woodsy stretch of this canyon. These oaks here seem to be faring a little bit better. But yeah, some of the ones towards the northern part of this canyon seem to have been struggling quite a bit. Over here, it's not as intense, thankfully. always love the sound of those rented. Huh. Some bird calls I definitely don't recognize. Interesting. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of birds echoing through the canyon today. I'll take it. I always hear that bird. Still haven't recognized that one. If anybody knows these bird calls as he or she hears them, if you know what they are, before I can identify them, drop a comment, say, hey, this is a such and such. I'd really appreciate it. I love learning about it. Really love hearing about it, but sometimes I struggle with birds. Here we are at coastal sage grub, getting life, gaining some life here. The last couple times I was in this canyon was during the dry season. It was pretty barren, but some of it's starting to liven up quite a bit over here. But yeah, recognize the rintit call. That's easily one of the most recognizable bird calls. California scrub jay or western scrub jay. That one's easy for me to recognize. Yeah, it's a nice, peaceful, easy hike today. Nothing strenuous. Not a thousands of feet of elevation gain. I didn't go out yesterday. I stayed home all day. Oh, here's an old oak in here too. Pretty old oak. Not the largest I've ever seen, but you can see its root burrow. Beautiful coast live oaks. That's what all these trees are here. Quercus agrifolia, variety agrifolia. I've got a lot of memories with these trees. And that's between both variants. This variety, the typical Quercus agrifolia, variety agrifolia, and in the San Diego County Mountains, Quercus agrifolia, variety oxyodania. I've had a lot of cool memories seeing that tree, seeing both variants of the same species. Ooh, some beautiful coyote brush. This canyon seems to have a lot more coyote brush, at least this part of the canyon. Here's a very well established coyote brush right here. You see the pretty decent sized basal stems or trunks. Yeah, coyote brush is pretty common down here. All right, well, I'll see you on my next clip. I think that's a red-shouldered hawk. I hear those calling over the canyons a lot. I think that's Buteo lineatus. I think that's the one that makes that call. Pretty sure that's western scrub jays. You hear her calling off from the oaks. Those western scrub jays are such cool birds. Yeah, I can kind of see one in the oak tree. I won't see it on camera too well. It's kind of looking at me. He or she's kind of looking at me right now. Pretty cool. Yeah, these little canyons are so cool. Watch out here. Western poison oak right up against the trail. Look at this. This is a coyote brush. This is a monster coyote brush. This thing is old. This is a huge coyote brush trunk. Ooh, like several inches wide. Looks like it's some red willow. It's already leafing out. Yeah, they're pretty early to leaf out. Now this coast live oak stand right here. I see an Aleppo pine seedling in there. Hard to see, but right there where my finger's pointing, that looks like a seedling Aleppo pine. It's pretty neat. So close to civilization, with houses on both sides of this ravine, and yet plunge down a few 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 feet into these canyons, and you're surrounded by nature. Oh yeah, I remember these guys here, these lemonade berries. Yep, I remember these. I know I did an ode video around here back in 2022. But yeah, look at this coast live oak stand here. It's just absolutely breathtaking. A lot of younger trees that are very densely populating the canyon here. Never get tired of coming to these places. I never really came to Tecolote a lot when I was a kid. That's a weird thing. My parents would bring me to San Clemente Canyon. That was our canyon. But ever since moving back here and exploring Tecolote Canyon, it's absolutely enthrallingly beautiful place to just enjoy a peaceful saunter in the woods. Ooh, there's a lemonade berry or lemonade sumac seedling right there. That's cool. Yeah, I can see poison oak's already leafing out too. Well, this will be easier to recognize it now that it's leafing out for the season already. One thing I gotta say about these canyons, the birding opportunities are just basically limitless. Again, I'll say, I've said in a lot of other videos, I do have a lot of envy, positive envy. Ooh, now we got a western fence lizard. Little youngster. But yeah, again, I'll say, you know, when I see a wildlife or plant sighting, you know, that trumps whatever I'm saying at the moment, obviously. But yeah, we'll see it again. I do envy, not in a malicious way, I do envy the people who live above these canyons, especially the ones that get more water, because at night in springtime, I can just imagine the sounds. You can't leave your windows open facing the canyon. You can probably hear probably the Baja chorus frogs going off, maybe even toads, maybe even western toads, and maybe even spadefoot toads. I can even hear them croaking at night too. Trying to figure out what's making that noise. Little, like a ratch sound. I don't know what that is. I just wish that people wouldn't discard garbage in here, especially down by the creek. Probably a lot of it get washed in from the streets, probably. Of course, this marine sedimentary soil here. These lemonade berries. And yeah, looks like they get. A bunch of these are actually seedlings. Some of these might be root suckers, but some of these are probably seedlings. So beautiful. Always loved lemonade berry, lemonade sumac. Always loved it since I was a kid. That's why coming back to these places always floods back memories of recent hikes and videos that I've made, and also all the plants I grew up learning in my pre-adolescent years. Another lizard. That's why I enjoy filming these canyons too. You just feels so serene. All right. I guess I'll see you on my next clip. We'll see what else I can find. Let me ask you. I mean, I already have my own answer for this question. But what about these woodsy areas that just brings out such a positive, happy vibe? If you have your reasons, please let me know in the comments. What about these places brings out such a enchanting vibe? I know the endorphins in my brain are going off pretty hardcore right now because I'm here in a happy spot. Look at this little slab of coastal sage scrub right here, right above us. Right on this little cliff. Even a little fence lizard. Little western fence lizard right there in the center. Pretty cool. These little sedimentary bluffs. And everything's, I know I pointed this out before, but a lot of these plants are draping over it. Look at that coastal sage scrub. And then you barely turn 45 degrees from a dry coastal sage scrub slope, and here we are in the woods again. Whoa, there's a lizard running up the hill there. Kicked down some clods of dirt. But yeah, but look at this. Got monkey flower growing here. I'm assuming this is probably Diplochus puniceus, probably the red flowered one, I'm assuming. Could be Arantiochus, but I wait till it flowers before making assumptions about that. But yeah, you got the California sagebrush growing along the edge of this little bluff. And then, again, 180 degrees in the other direction, coast live oak woodland. And then we're under this huge lemonade sumac. Beautiful lemonade berry right here. This, oh man, literally gives me goosebumps looking at this stuff. Just look at this. You can't make this stuff up. It's already made up for us. Ooh, ocean loco weed, Astragalus trichopodes variety loncus, just starting to get ready to bloom. Yeah, there are a lot of lizards out today. They're enjoying this sunny day. Lots of lizards. Started out mostly seeing side-blotched lizards, plus a Gilbert skink, and now I'm seeing mostly western fence lizards now. Love to see an orange-throated whiptail again. I haven't seen one of those in a while. I don't think I've ever gotten one satisfactorily on camera because they are absolutely gone by the time I can even flinch my eyes towards their direction to see them. Love to be able to get a good shot of one of those on camera. Just so everybody can see how awesome our herpetofauna is. And when I say that convoluted word, I'm just saying reptiles and amphibian life. That's what herpetofauna is. Let's go up this for a minute. Take this little side trail for a few minutes. See where this leads. Probably leads up towards the houses. I guarantee you some of these people like to come down here and take a stroll in the canyon. Just gonna go as far as I can. That's all poison oak in there. That's all poison oak. That poison oak hasn't leafed out yet. Ooh, look at this. I'm not gonna go any further. There's a homeless encampment in there. If there's anybody there, I don't want to disturb him or her. Yeah, it's all poison oak. That poison oak hasn't leafed out yet. Yeah, I wasn't surprised this was going to lead towards where the homeless encampment is. But like I said, when I get close to one of those, when I start seeing one, I keep my distance. It was cool exploring a little side path over here. Very nice though. I love coming here. Yeah, the sagebrush and the black sage. Look at this. Beautiful black sage here. Oh, and its moisture content so high from the rains that it is exuberantly fragrant right now. Here's another sage scrub, chaparral, and woodland plant. Southern honeysuckle. Really cool. Lonicera subspicata variety denudata. Okay, time to go down this little dip. This is probably a little side ravine here. Look at this. Okay, I'll see you on the next clip. Pretty soon I'm going to be in territory that's new for me, so that's probably where I'm going to focus a little bit more on my filming. Alright, not that far from the Balboa Avenue. Cut through. So Balboa Avenue should be a pretty short distance ahead. All I know is that this has just been a very peaceful, contemplative walk here in one of my little happy places. Look at this. What a beautiful canyon. So pretty soon I should be approaching the Balboa Avenue. Trail that's going to lead into another finger canyon of this awesome canyon. Honestly, I think Tecolote is one of my favorite canyons now. love Rose Canyon, and I definitely love San Clemente Canyon. I grew up in San Clemente Canyon. But Tecolote's got so much. There's just so much to this canyon. There's just a lot of trail here. Yeah, I'm just about at Balboa right now, in fact. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be looking for an access trail. I'm gonna be hiking over Balboa Avenue on this trail that's cut to the bluff. I'm down here for a minute. Just enjoy this. Just make sure I don't step on any poison oak. Some little foundation over there. I don't know what that's from. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, these oak trees are just so magnificent. These ones, ever since I've come down this way, these trees have been a lot healthier. A lot healthier trees here now, thankfully. So these trees are actually growing more like in almost like a more of a forest type condition. Some of these trees are more upright as opposed to the widespread ones typically in more spread out woodlands. Wow. Yeah, this place has always been incredible. Maybe I didn't explore this as a kid. I think when I was a kid, San Clemente Canyon, I think, appealed to me more when I was a kid because it had more sycamore trees. There are spots here in Tecolote that have sycamores, but the scenery here is, oh, there's just so much to this canyon. Because it has seems like it has more trail space too. Ooh, hello, buddy. All right, so now I need to locate a use trail that's going to cut over the bluff. And we're going to be hiking probably about 30-40 feet above Balboa Avenue. I'm going to go here to the terminus. See, here's the trail to Mount Etna Park. This is what I'm going to be taking. I'm going to be going up this. Looks like we got a lot of red finches here. So here's Balboa Avenue. Here's a plant, a non-native monocot called onion weed. This Asphodelus fistulosus. This is not a native plant, and it's not an onion. I think it's only distantly related. I think it's in its own family. I think it's in the Asphodelaceae. I think it's in its own family, if I remember correctly. That is not a native plant. So, but it is a plant that you do come across, especially in more disturbed areas. So now what I'm going to do is start heading up this trail here and start hiking over Balboa Avenue. Finally going to take this trail for the first time ever in my life. So we'll see what kind of interesting things I'll find along this. Here's more of that Asphodelus fistulosus. So I'm going to be hiking up through this coastal sage scrub now. Another scrub jay. Love hearing those. You go up to the mountains, you hear those, and then you get to hear the Stellar's jays. Which is I think our closest relative to the blue jays back east. All right. Here we go. Ocean loco weed. And a baby fence lizard. But yeah. Astragalus Trichopodes variety Loncus. And, oh yeah, Cylindropotia prolifera, Coast Choya. So, this should be an interesting portion of the hike. Be forewarned, there's going to be a lot of traffic noise, but this is new territory for me. Yep, some more Coast Choya. Okay. All right. Looks like this is going to be pretty interesting. All right. I'm going to snap a picture or two, and I'll give you a tour of this beautiful spot. So, this is the access trail towards Mount Etna Park. These nice marine sedimentary bluffs right above us. And we got two different types of bush sunflowers here. San Diego bush sunflower, Bahiopsis laciniata. These kind of wrinkly edged leaves. Haven't flowered yet, surprisingly. And then the California bush sunflower, Booyah, and Salea californica, right next to each other. Wow, this is pretty cool. Yeah, this is dope. I like this. Maybe about 30, 40 feet above Balboa Avenue right here. I can see the next Finger Canyon. That's going to be our next canyon walk. So we're here on this south-facing bluff here in the coastal sage scrub. Never experienced this area before. This is really cool. Oh, look at this Coast Choya right here. This is a nice one. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at on the other side. I don't think there's any trail access into that portion of Tecolote. It'd be cool to explore, but I bet you the poison oak in there is thick. Wow. Another fence lizard. And now we got coyote brush's cousin, Rheumbaccharis. Baccharis cyrothrioides. And then, oh, we got some chalk dudleya. You usually see these on more north-facing slopes. Right there, that little rosette right there, that's Dudleya pulverulenta. Used to usually seeing those more on north-facing slopes, but this is very much a south-facing slope here. That's beautiful. Now what do we got here? It says Euphorbia polycarpa, variety polycarpa. The small seed sandman. It's hard to tell. I think that might be Euphorbia albomarginata, actually. I thought I saw some whitish around the edges of the leaves. Okay. Now we're going to start going down this way. Look at this coastal sage scrub. Wow, how beautiful is this? That's heading towards Genesee Avenue right there. Now we're going to be plunging down. Wow. Just watch your step along this. Whoa! There's a big fat western fence lizard right there. Really cool. Agave americana. Century plant, American agave. Wow, look at this coastal sage scrub. It's really thick over here. Wow, this is neat. Alright. Ooh, blue elder. Sambucus nigra, variety Cerulea, or subspecies Cerulea. And of course, we got Hottentot fig here, or sea fig, Carpobrodus edulis. Very common non-native plant that is planted to stabilize freeways, or dirt above freeways and slopes, especially near the coast. And yet this plant does hold the soil together somewhat, but not as much as they wanted. And there's a little culvert that leads into, I believe, underneath Balboa Avenue and through the bottom of Tecolote Canyon. Chamelash, another non-native, commonly established here. A couple of them, actually. So I think I'm going to be filming, this might be a pretty long video, I'm assuming it will be. I'm going to definitely be focusing more of my filming energy on this side, as I've never been on this side before. Looks like this leads up to Balboa Avenue if you want to, if you're hiking along it. Okay, now I'm going to have to really watch out. There's a ton of poison oak along here. I'm going to have to watch my step. So we're kind of heading roughly east right now. And we're going to be joining the Canyon Bottom Trail. It's going to lead us up towards Mount Etna Park. Ooh, look at this Sylvan Glen here. Ooh, these old blue elder trunks here. Very nice. And then look at this coast live oak. Not a super old growth specimen, but definitely a nice, stately, beautiful tree overlooking this area. There's a younger one here. More of those marine sedimentary bluffs. And of course, the heteromeles arbutifolia, or as I'll nickname it, arbutifolia, because it's a beautiful shrub. Toyon, of course, for those who are not as familiar with the botanical names. All right, and of course, arroyo willow is already leafing out for the year. All right, let's go start the next level of adventure. Ooh, here's a nice thicket of laurel sumac right here. Melosma laurina. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take my sweet time on this one. I think I'm gonna enjoy this way too much. Oh my gosh! Oh, look at this lemonade berry. Oh wow, this is an incredibly huge. This thing is massive. Its trunk is the size of a small tree. It's a single trunk one too. Look at that. Yeah, it says Rus integrifolia. Ooh, this is a monster. Oh my gosh. Oh, this thing is magnificent. Oh, this thing is gorgeous. Yeah, this is basically a small tree. It's a single trunk. Incredible. Just look at this thing. This thing is drop dead gorgeous. This is just absolutely phenomenal. It's got pretty large leaves too, because it's kind of on this north facing bluff here. This thing is massive. Oh, I cannot get enough of this. Oh my gosh, man, this thing's basically a tree. A small tree. How incredibly beautiful is this lemonade berry right here? Sheesh. Wow. Of course, it's in bloom right now, too. Oh, there's a raven. Common raven, Corvus corax. Flying right above us here. Catching the thermals from the canyon bottom. Wow. That was a huge lemonade berry. And I'm even seeing a... You see, looks like bladder pod over there. Here's a nice blue elder. Oh, and here's Palmer sagewort, California sagebrushes. One of California sagebrush's closest relatives. This is Artemisia palmeri. Ooh, and a ladybird beetle. It's a different species of I think this is a different species of coccinella. This might be a native one. Because I've seen Coccinella septempunctata, which is the 7-spotted ladybird beetle, which is introduced, but this one's a different species. This one's got a lot more spots on it. I'm gonna have to look that one up, but I believe it's in the genus Coccinella. Yeah, this is cool. I'm loving this too much. And tree tobacco, Nicotiana glauca, non-native, of course. Ooh, look at all these nice little royal willow thickets down here. Yeah, that last lemonade berry, that thing was big. This one's almost a single trunk one too. I love the architecture these shrubs have. Yeah, that last one was basically a tree. I mean, not that it matters to me, actually. Another fence lizard under the poison oak there. Love the sound of that bird. I gotta figure out what kind of bird makes that sound. I hear that one all the time. Again, I have a big learning curve when it comes to birds and calls, but I'm trying to learn. Well, here's a nice, magnificent, medium-sized toy on here. The architecture of this one is absolutely outstanding. Let's just say moderate age toy on. It's not a very old growth specimen, but it's pretty decent size though. Not gonna lie. There's a very nice toy on right here. Very nice toy on. It's definitely not an old growth specimen. So that means it could potentially get much larger than it is. There's a young one right there. I don't have them anymore, but I've been able to grow toyons from seed, and I've gotten them to fruit before. I've had my toyons flower and even get a few fruits on them, so I've had some luck with toyon. Toyons are not extraordinarily hard to grow. They are very rewarding, I will tell you that right now. Oh, look at that. Oh, these nice oaks right here. Here's poison oak right here, leafing out already. Yeah, this is incredible. This is so gosh darn beautiful. Boy, am I glad I finally came to this portion. Look at this. The marine sedimentary outcroppings here. I mentioned Palmer sagewort earlier. Well, it's growing right next to its close relative, the California sagebrush. As you see here is a contrast. The finer grayish green foliage of the California sagebrush, Artemisia californica, contrasting with the brighter green, not as finely leafed Palmer sagewort, Artemisia palmeri. So two close relatives growing side by side. I don't know if they do, but I wonder if they hybridize. I don't know if they do, but that would be interesting to see if that ever happens. Not sure if that happens though. So we're away from Balboa. We're heading roughly north right now on this access trail, this little finger canyon, has proven to be very delectably beautiful. So I'm definitely going to be spending more of my time filming this portion of the canyon. That's a given. So anybody who hasn't hiked this portion and is interested in it, hopefully will find this a helpful introduction to the awesomeness of this place. Yeah, this is absolutely stunning here. Alright, so we got a bridge here too, huh? A little bit of water down there. This is one of those feeder creeks leading over towards Tecolote Creek. Alright. Yeah. It's beautiful and woodsy here too. Kind of suspected this would be awesome. I'm not surprised it's awesome, but as usual, I feel that this more than exceeds how awesome I thought it was going to be. And I love that feeling when I go to a place and feel that it exceeds how awesome I thought it was going to be. Oh, a Chinese elm in here too. This one's already leafing out. Chinese elm trees are very different. Depends on the individual. Sometimes some of these Chinese elms don't even shed all their leaves. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they leaf out very early, like in February, and sometimes they won't leaf out till the end of March or early April, depending on the individual. Chinese elms are so different from one another. Ooh, I think we got a white-flowered currant over here. Yes, we do. Rebase? No, this is a Malacothamnus. Malacothamnus fasciculatus verdifasciculatus. The leaves are kind of similar from a distance. But yeah, that's a chaparral bush mallow. Not the other. All right. See you on the next clip. Alright, so I'm not putting a lot of time between my clips. Like I said, I'm trying to get as much of this area documented for my video as much as possible so people can see how awesome this is. Look at this little young lemonade berry. A hit with the honeybees. And this is a non-native relative of lemonade berry. Brazilian pepper tree, Scinis terebinthifolia. And that's actually a relative, believe it or not. Ooh, here's a larger lemonade berry right here. I just saw a fan palm in here too. There's a Washingtonia, Mexican fan palm right over here. There we go. Young Washingtonia robusta. Hopefully this time next week I'll be doing a spotlight on its California native cousin, the California fan palm, Washingtonia foliifera. I'm hoping next week I finally get out to Borrego over by Mountain Palm Springs and explore a bunch of palm groves, do a hiking video and a definite spotlight video. Wow, look at the creek. Nice. Oh, look at this Aleppo pine. Look at this luscious young Aleppo. Pinus alpensis. It's already got male pollen cones on it. Beautiful young Aleppo pine. It's a Mediterranean native. Ooh. There's some blue gum eucalyptus over there. Looks like Eucalyptus globulus, subspecies globulus. And then there's another species of eucalypt right there I don't recognize. I think it's a polyanthemos, I think. But Ah, look at this. Carrotwood, aka tuckaroo. Multi-stem thicket. Usually this is a single trunk tree planted here. This is Cupaniopsis anacardioides. It's from another Australian native that sometimes gets established in these canyons. Yeah, it's a very common ornamental tree, usually planted in business districts, parking lots. But it does occasionally pop up here in these coastal canyons as well. There's another Aleppo pine behind this coast live oak. Yeah, there's some smaller blue gum eucalyptus up there. Okay. Alright, I'm guessing this is the trail to the park. I'm going to veer off here for a minute. See how far I can go up this before it dead ends. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to lead up to the park. I like this. Oh, look at all these Aleppo pines over here. Somebody's got an Aleppo pine forest in their yard. He or she's, his or her yard. Yeah, looks like this dead ends over here. Yeah, I think there's a yard over there. Cool. Nice little wooded nook over here. Yeah, these coastal canyons are so amazing. Yes, I've had bigger, grander adventures in the mountains, but gosh. I think I get at least as much, I usually get at least as much happiness and fulfillment out of these little canyons here, because they just feel so refreshing to visit, and they're just so intimate and all grouped together with beautiful, its own beautiful nature. Yeah, somebody's got an Aleppo pine forest in their yard, in his or her yard. Wow. What a beautiful canyon. I'm almost sad to see this hike go, but I do have to work tomorrow and don't plan on being out extremely late. But I just had to get something in. This will be my fifth outing this month. Wow, we got Torrey pines over there too. Yeah, these are mostly Aleppos. Aleppo pines. Those are the longer needles. Those are Torreys. Those are actually native. There's another carrotwood. Another carrotwood tree. Well, a couple of carrotwoods. In Australia, they call them tuckaroos. Usually when they're planted here, they're usually single trunk trees. There's a carrotwood, and there's a carrotwood, and some more chamois ash right here. Oh, whoa! Cook Island, Araucaria. Oh gosh, I'm already back at the park. Actually kind of sad that I'm already back at the park. Yeah, I can see that's where Mount Etna Park is. Wow, this has been... Oh, Monterey pines! Right here. Pinus radiata, variety radiata. Yeah. These are definitely California natives. They're not San Diego County natives, but they are California natives. What else is growing down here? These right here look like Ailanthus. Ailanthus altissima, trees of heaven, which are definitely not natives. Oh no, wait a minute. No, those look like Coverteria bipinata. I think that's what those are actually. Chinese flame trees. Yeah, these guys got some beautiful Monterey pines. Oh, wow. And of course, behind is a nice, juicy Torrey pine right there. So those are 2 California natives right there. Well, look at this nice old arroyo willow right here. Oh, look at this tall chamois ash too. Yeah, look at these Monterey pines. These are beautiful. Sad to see this hike end. I really am. And this is tree Ionium right here. Ionium arboreum. Not native, of course. Well, here's a nice large chamois ash. They leaf out very early. Oh, there's a young Torrey pine back there. That's a Torrey pine. Oh, I'm so sad to see this hike end. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yes. Oh, a Tipuana tipu. The Tipuana tree. Oh, and here we got bladderpod, Paratoma arborea. I can't tell what variety it is because I don't see any fruit on it. Otherwise, I'd be able to tell you what variety this is. The ones with the really narrow fruits is Paratoma arborea variety angustata. The one with the regular bladdery shaped pods, that's Paratoma arborea variety arborea. And the ones with the very rounded seed, the rounded fruits, that's Paratoma arborea variety globosa. I can't tell what that is. There's no fruit on it, so I can tell. Oh, and a white sage. What's this? Oh, it's another bladderpod. All right, wow. No way. There's no real chaparral around here, but people who have this property have chamise on their property. Now, how lucky are these people? Yeah, common chamise. Adenosoma fasciculatum variety fasciculatum. How lucky are these people? And they got a big laurel sumac on their property too. Wow. Let's try to see what kind of lizard that was. I don't know. Here's Mount Etna Park. Might find a place to sit down for a few minutes, but probably won't be filming as much when people are around. But this is Mount Etna Park. I can see where my Jeep is parked. So unfortunately, this is looking like the end of another hike. Kind of sad to see it, but it was a very nice hike. Hello, little buddy. Look at that little beauty. Hello, little buddy. A little bit of white on the breast, mostly medium to dark brown. Some light striations on the wings. I'll just do a little investigation as to what species I'm looking at. I'm very interested in learning about these things. So here's a little softball field. No, this is actually probably a t-ball field. Oh, here's that Torrey pine right there. A couple of them planted along here. And here's crown daisy, or garland daisy. No real fragrance to them. Has Glebionus coronaria. Non-native. However, a related native. Here's another beautiful coyote brush. There's a nice one here. There's a beautiful Bacillus piloularis. And the name subspecies Consanguinea is starting to lose favor among botanists. I think a lot of botanists are deciding to potentially drop the subepithet, subspecies Consanguinea. So I'm going to leave it in my titles for now, but if it becomes official that subspecies Consanguinea is dropped, then I will drop it after finding out more specifically. But there's a nice coyote brush over here. Very beautiful, luscious specimen. All right. Here's that tipuana tree I was talking about. Tipuana tipu. It's a South American native. It's in the pea family, Fabaceae. Yellow flowers in spring, late spring. Actually a pretty graceful looking tree too. Probably should do a Trees of San Diego episode on this when it blooms in May and June. Probably get a Trees of San Diego episode on the species. But yeah, I just got to walk across this to get over there. I think I'm just going to walk along this side here, and that'll probably be my last clip of the day. All right, it's about time to wrap up this one. As sad as it is. Here's another tipuana tree. This looks like a samara. Looks like a winged seed. However, this is actually in the legume family, Fabaceae. Believe it or not. All right, so take this path around the baseball fields. Oh yeah, these little logs are usually a good place to find lizards. I used to look at these spots when I was a kid, these little logs on the ground. I used to find lizards a lot when I was a kid. That's why I used to catch them when I was a kid. I used to catch them when I was younger. Usually catch them running along. Sometimes they wedge themselves in these little crevices. And it was almost always fence lizards I'd find on these. Of course, now I don't see any. Which figures. Now that I want to see them. Oh, here we go. Now I see a couple. You can hear it rustling around. Right there. There we go. Yeah, there were a couple of them. There's one just over here too. Some nice Comaduensis, Eucalyptus Comaduensis here. Ooh, I wonder if this is Solanum. It's kind of big for Solanum Douglasii. This is Solanum nigrum. I have this growing in my yard in Santee, where I live. I have one of these, a couple of these actually. One huge bushy one. This might be Solanum nigrum. I wonder. I'll have to do a little research, but I have a huge one growing up the side of my yard. I think this might be Solanum nigrum. Also wondering if this is actually Solanum Douglasii as well, the native. So I'll just have to take a picture or two of it and cross-reference it. Alright. Just about to wrap this one up. There's where I'm parked. So if you ever want to do this hike that I did, what you do is you park here. If you want to do it the easy way, park here, walk along Mount Etna, turn right onto Mount Herbert, turn left onto Genesee, walk downhill on Genesee until you meet the entrance to the canyon. then you can hike the canyon. You can either make that little, you can just make the simple loop by turning left at the trail to Balboa, or you can make that quick little out and back at Clairemont, North Clairemont Park, if you want to do that as well, which I did for extra distance. And then head down to Balboa, towards Balboa, take the used trail that says to Mount Etna Park, go through that lovely little canyon, that little bluff area, then the canyon, then hike up to Mount Etna Park and close out the loop. So to do this, you will do a little bit of city street hiking, unless you want to make a full out and back. What you could do is hike down Mount Etna Park, hike all the way to North Clairemont Park and back. You could do that as well. But here it is, Mount Etna Park here in San Diego. This basically going to do it for my hiking video. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed doing it and filming it, and hope to see you on another hike next week. Hopefully this time I'll get to Anza Borrego, to Mount Palm Springs, and do some hiking over there. Get some peaks, visit some palm groves, and do a spotlight video. Well, I'll see you next week, hopefully. Thanks for watching.